All right, it's time to turn this into this. Well, that gets us a start. We're gonna be trying big garden here. I'm gonna let this this sit. So when you're tilling like this with those walk behind tillers, whenever you're going through like virgin ground like this with all the grass and stuff, you want the tines to be going in reverse and the wheels to go forward. You just let that thing walk its way along, and the wheels will pull it, and the tines going the opposite way will hold it, you know, and so it digs in real deep. I usually just leave it set on the deepest setting, but you can adjust the depth on it. And this does a pretty good job. I mean, we've gotten the grass torn up and we've gone in a couple inches here. And so I'm gonna let this dry out for a day or two. And the grass, some of the grass will kind of wilt and die off. It becomes a little bit, you know, it doesn't hold on to the soil quite as much. Then we'll come through here again and we'll till it one more time in reverse with the tines going in reverse. And then it should be loose enough at that point to go forward. If you try to go forward right off the bat, it's gonna just, you'll be running behind it. It won't even work. So once we get it, you know, loose enough, we'll go back and run it over another time or two. All right, it has been a couple days and I have tilled and tilled and tilled until the belt broke on the tiller. And I put some compost in here, quite a few scoops of composted manure that's all in here, animal bedding and manure and stuff like that, and then tilled all that in. And so we've got some pretty good soil here, I think, for corn, nice and rich in nitrogen and organic matter. Now the first year on any new plot of ground like this is going to be a nightmare for weeds. It's just going to be an issue. So what I'm planning to do here, I've already planted my first row of corn all the way down the row here, and I've got a red string line from my next row ready. So I'm just trying to space everything about 3 feet apart, and I'm planting about 8 or 10 inches apart on each corn seed. I'm putting a few seeds every 8 or 10 inches down the line. So I am doing this all by hand. I don't have any seeding equipment or anything like that. So this year it just is what it is. But the plan will be that the 36-inch rows should fit the tiller in there just fine. So I'll be able to run the tiller right down in between all the corn while it's small. And then once it gets big enough, I might be able to get some wood chips in here, some leaf mulch or grass clippings or other things to keep the weeds down in between and around them. So it's going to be a lot of work keeping weeds down in here. Now we're on to the task of putting the seeds in the ground, and we are doing this by hand. So it's going to take a little bit of time. I have about 2,000 seeds. I don't know how far I'll get. Whatever leftover space I have, I'm going to grow some melons and other things that I have already started. So we'll see how far we get, one seed at a time. Well, there you have it. Over 1,000 sweet corn plants have been planted. The next step is the exciting part, waiting for them to grow. We're getting everything watered in here. I used the whole bag of seed, which was about 2,000 seeds. I have a few left for my daughter's garden, but some of the, each place I planted, some of the places got 2 seeds, some got 1, some got 3. I was just running through as quick as I could. But I think it'll turn out pretty good. So the soil's good, and all we need is some sunlight and some water and some time. So this is something that I've never done before, planted this much of any one particular vegetable. So I'm excited to see how things turn out. I know that keeping the grass and weeds down in here is going to be quite a chore. So I'm going to try to keep on it and make sure we get that stuff down at least until those things can get at least 2 or 3 feet tall. And at that point, I'm not too worried about the weeds. But the next step is to get out and plant our pumpkin patch, which is going to be just about as big. I've got 900 pumpkin seeds to put in the ground, which hopefully will turn out to maybe, I don't know, at least 300 or 400 pumpkin plants. So we'll see if we can get that in the ground here this week too. But the sweet corn patch is done and ready for some growth, so I'm excited. This is my favorite part about gardening. Once you get everything in the ground, it seems like it's addicting. It's every day I want to go out and check on stuff and see when it sprouts. So I'll take you guys along for the sweet corn patch as things get going, and obviously we'll be doing a roadside stand and maybe a farmer's market or two to sell off the ears of corn once they are ready. So that should be pretty exciting. Hopefully things will work out. Worst case scenario, I'm out $15 in seed and a whole bunch of time. But I think things will be pretty good here. We've got a good area for this. So as always, guys, love to have you follow along, subscribe, thumbs up on the video. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.